Okay, everyone, welcome to this next video lesson. Make sure that you have a paper and pencil out ready to copy and all the notes to make sure that you are understanding the concepts that we're going to discuss today. All right? First of all, before we get started with the main crux of this video lesson, let me go down here and so we can talk about the concepts of time, right? Of time and the wording of time, how time is worded. Now, let's just say that Ms. Lavi um, is able to drive to the mall, right? From school, is able to drive to the mall and she can get there in 20 minutes. Okay. Now, Mr. Martinez, right? He has a slower car, right? And he just drives slower in general. It takes him 40 minutes to get there, right? So, who is faster is the question, right? Who is faster? Who gets there faster? Who gets the job done faster? Who drives faster? Right? It's Ms. Lavi. Ms. Lavi drives faster because she got there in 20 minutes. She got there in less time. It took Mr. Martinez 40 minutes. It took him twice the amount of time that it took Ms. Lavi. 20 times 2 is 40, right? So, even though you would say that Mr. Martinez, it takes Mr. Martinez twice as long, right? It means that I took more time, right? I can do it. I took me more time. So this is the bigger number, okay? So let's keep that in mind. So let's go to our notes here. So first thing we do, as always, is we identify the name of these notes, and these notes are called work, word, problems, part 3, right? So we're at part 3 of these notes on word problems, on work word problems specifically. So each time we're getting a little bit more complex, and this time we're going to get more complex as well. So let us remember that work problems are one person's work plus the second person's work. And in this case, actually, we're going to work on a third person's work as well, right? And then we also remember that how would working together affect the total time in whatever job that's being done, right? So we're going to see that as well. Now, the one consistent that we've had with all 3 notes is we see here, right? This formula that we have maintained to be the same, which is 1 over T1 plus 1 over T2 is equal to 1 over T3, right? So in this case, it's one person plus a second person equals the time together, right? Now, we'll see how that changes when we are dealing with 3 people working together, right? It's going to be 1 over T1 plus 1 over T2 plus 1 over T3 is equal T4, the time together, right? But we will get there when we get there. And again, T1 is the first person, T2 is the time taken by the second person, and T3 taken is the time taken by the 2 people together. All right? So as always, we always follow the instructions first, right? The instructions say we're going to solve each equation, and we're going to round our answer to the nearest hundredth place, right? So let us get started. Pick a good color here. This is not exactly black. It's a little off black, right? So let's see. Let us read our question here. So it says Chris and JoJo can build a gas/electric scooter in 5 hours, right? So a hybrid scooter. So that means together they can build it in 5.5 hours. So that's important information. Let us highlight that, right? So Chris and JoJo can build a hybrid scooter in 5 hours, right? Okay. Let's keep reading. If JoJo can build can do the work 3 times faster than Chris working alone, right? So Jojo can do the work 3 times faster than Chris working alone. How many hours will it take them to build the scooter individually on their own? How long would each one, how long would Chris take by himself? How long would Jojo take by herself? Right? And that's what we're going to find out. So we have here Chris, and let me go a little thinner here. We have Chris, we have Jojo, and we have together. Right? So this is what we need to find out. So let's see. What we do know is that together they can build it in 5 hours. So together they can build it in 5 hours. Now, this is where the wording, you guys have to be careful with the wording. Jojo can do the work 3 times faster. Okay? If she can do it 3 times faster, that means who's taking more time? So let's go back here. So who was faster between Ms. Lavi and Mr. Martinez? Ms. Lavi was faster, right? So Mr. Martinez was taking more time. So the bigger here was taking more time. These are more minutes, right? So in this case, if Jojo can do the work 3 times faster than Chris working alone, right? So we don't know how long it takes Jojo. We don't know how long it takes Jojo. But we know it takes Chris 3 times as fast as Jojo. 3x, right? Or 3 times x, or just 3x. Right? So in this case, we can actually not include the dot, right? We could just say 3x. And there we go. Look at that. This is what we have. So we are going to set it up, right? And we're going to say the work that Chris is doing plus the work that Jojo is doing is equal to the work together. So 1 over 3x plus 1 over x is equal to 1 over 5. Right? So here, we're going to do the same thing that we've been doing before, right? We're going to multiply the denominators to find what we're going to put on top here, right? Multiply by 1. So we're going to do 3 times 5. So on the side here, I'm going to say 3 times 5. But I know what you're thinking, Mister, what about this x and this x? So we don't need to include both x's. We can just do one x, just like this. So 3 times 5 is 15, and we bring down our x. So 15x, this is what's going to go on top of each fraction, on the numerator of each fraction, right? So we're going to say 15x over 3x plus 15x over x equals 15x over 5. Just like that. Right? So, what do we get? Let's see. Well, these two, 15 divided by 3, I can cross those out. Nope, didn't mean to do that. I want to go here. I can cross these out. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And x divided by x cancels out, right? Plus, let's see here. What do we get here? Here, let's see here. These cancel out just like that. Look at that. So what comes down? 15 comes down, right? And here, 15 divided by 5 is 3, and my x comes down, right? So I don't have room over here, so let me move it over here like that. Okay, so now we do our line of separation. 15 plus 5 is 20, and we have 3x, right? And the opposite of 3 times x is we divide by 3, right? So what do we get? Let's see. So let us go to our calculator, right? And we're going to multiply 20 divided by 3. 20 divided by 3 is 6.666, right? This 6, oops, so let's do 6.7. So we'll do 6.666, right? This 6 is going to tell that 6, right? 5 or more, add 1 more. So our solution is going to be 6.7 is equal to x, right? So x is equal to 6.7. Well, who is x right here? Jojo is x. Look, Jojo, right? It takes Jojo 6.7 hours. Jojo can do the work in 6.7 hours. Okay. What about Chris? Well, Chris says 3 times x. And x is 6.7. So we're going to say 3 times, right, is equal to 3 times 6.7. And what is 3 times 6.7? Let's see. Let's clear it up here. 3 times 6.7, 20.1 or just 20, right? So, Chris, so let's go back here. Chris can do the work in 20 hours. And there we go. That's our solution right there. And look at that. That's what we get, right? A little bit more complex, but nonetheless, still doable, okay? So you're for sure going to have problems just like this one in your worksheet, okay? Now let's do the second one here. Remember, pause if you have to, right? Rewind if you have to make sure that you are understanding. So let's read the second one here. Let's see. So it's it. Fabi, Cole, and Nick can build a skating ramp in 2 hours. That's important. Fabi, Cole, and Nick can build a skating ramp in 2 hours. So they're working together. Now, if Fabi can build it 3 times faster than Nick, okay, and Cole can build it twice as fast as Nick. Nick likes to take his time. That's okay. How long will it take each one of them individually to build the ramp on their own? Okay. So let's see what we have here so far. So let us identify our players. We have Fabi, we have Cole, and we have Nick. And we have them working together as well. Now, together, they did the work in 2 hours, right? You know that. What else do we know? It says Fabi can build it 3 times faster than Nick, right? 3 times faster than Nick. So that means that Nick is going to take more time, right? Nick is going to take more time. So if Fabi can build it in X, we don't know, then Nick builds it in 3 times X because it takes him more time. So we multiply it by 3, right? Then it says, then Nick. Cole can build it twice as fast as Nick. So Cole, we don't know how long Cole takes. And we know that he's 2 times faster than Nick. So Nick is 2x because whatever x is, we double it because Cole can build it twice as fast as Nick. Now here, this is the problem here. Go, this x and this x is okay, but 3x and 2x here for Nick, that's a problem. We need to have just one here. Okay? We need to have just one thing for each. This is 1, this is 1, and these are 2. This is a problem. So this x goes with this 3x. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cross out this 3 here, and I'm going to divide by 3 right here. So I'm only left with x here. And this x goes with this 2x here, so I'm going to do the same. Cross out 2, and I'm going to divide by 2 here, just like that. So now here, these two x's are the same thing. So technically, this is just x. So Fabi is x over 3. Cole is x over 2. And Nick is just x. Perfect. That's exactly what I need. Right? So let's do our order. So we're going to do Fabi first, which is 1 over x divided by 3, plus Cole, which is 1 over x over 2, plus Nick, which is 1 over x, and together they do the job in 2 hours. Look at that. Now, what's bugging me here, though, kiddos, is these darn fractions. Let's get rid of them. So the opposite of dividing by 3 is multiplying by 3. So if I cross out by 3 here, then I'm going to multiply by 3 there. Same thing here. If I'm dividing by 2, then I'm going to multiply by 2 right there. So I get 3 times 1 is 3. I still have x on the bottom. Plus 2 times 1 is 2. I still have x on the bottom. You guys see what this x is, right? This x is still there. Look, this x is still there. Right? So these two, these two did not change. So plus 1 over x equals 1 over 2. Right? Now, look how great this is. Perfect. These all have the same denominator. So that means that I can write just one big x just like this equals. And with my numerators, I can add them. 3 plus 2 plus 1. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. And I bring down my 1 over 2. Right? Now, let us remember here that I have a proportion. And when I have a proportion, kiddos, remember that I can butterfly multiply. X times 1 and 2 times 6. So 2 times 6 is 12 equals x times 1 is x. Perfect. Look at that. I got my x. But wait a minute. I need to come up with a answer here. Our question is, how long does it take each one of them individually? Well, I have my x, and look, my x is 12. I know that. So what I can do, kiddos, is look at this. I can plug in 12 for x. 12 divided by 3, it takes Fabi 4 hours. Look at that. I can plug in 12 here as well. 12 over 2, it takes Cole 6 hours. And this is just x. 12 hours here for Nick. So my final solution is, right? How long would it take them? So I can say alone, well, working alone. Let's say working alone, it would take Fabi, what is it? 4 hours. HRS, not RS. Cole, 6 hours. And Nick, 12 hours. And that is our solution right there, kiddos. Look at that. And that's how we set them up. So for sure, you're going to have problems like this, right? You're going to have problems like both of these in your worksheet. One of it is going to be either one is going to be like example 1 or is going to be like example 2, right? So make sure that you copied everything down. You took notes. You rewind if you have to. But thank you for being here. This is higher level math, everyone. If you present this to somebody, they probably won't be able to do it. But you are. Okay? Thank you guys for being here.